that because it's kind of important.
Okay. My phone's right in front of me. I'm an idiot. I'm sitting there looking for my damn phone, and it's right there in front of you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. How you doing? Did I just make you jump, Jamie?
Huh?
Was I too loud? Did I make you jump?
No.
Okay. So it was just my ugly face that scared the hell out of you?
Yeah. It always does.
It should.
Interesting.
Cassie says, good morning, everybody, on Discord.
Good morning.
Yeah.
She'll see the links here in a second as I post them. Hopefully today I don't screw it up like I did yesterday. I had crazy ass cats over here doing crazy ass shit, and I ended up hitting the send button before I was ready. I don't want to send Gravy a text this early because he's in Nebraska.
It's 6 o'clock right now, so.
No, it'd be 5 o'clock his time.
No.
He's Mountain.
He is. No, he's. No. Nebraska is Central.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll send him a text and check on him.
Is it? No, he's. No.
For some reason, I thought the most western part of Nebraska was part of the Mountain Time Zone.
Shouldn't be.
I don't know.
Well, our country does lots of shit it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Let me.
Let's see here.
What part of Nebraska does he live in?
Oh, you're gonna make me think here.
You're welcome.
You're gonna see smoke coming out my ears.
Oh, that's okay. My house smelled like wet burn pit for the past 3 days.
Ew.
Wet burn pit. Yay.
The neighbor was burning a bunch of tree shit, chopping down trees and burning it, and then it rained. So
Yeah, it's definitely a distinct smell.
Oh yeah.
Ryan Hall, y'all, got $16,000 last night. Well, he donated $5,000 after we got people donated $11,000 for the people that got tornadoes last night in Iowa.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely weren't expecting that to
No,
pop
they
up.
weren't.
But that just
They're
shows
y'all bot.
Go ahead.
They're y'all bot. And the storm chasers pretty much told Ryan, get the fuck on YouTube.
Yeah, and he was explaining why Andy wasn't on. He's like, Andy's here. He's just in my ear. He said we weren't expecting this, so he's not set up.
Yeah, he was in comments last night, so.
Yep. Alright, we'll do.
I win. Excuse me.
Oh, Yeti, send me your address later today so I can get the knife
Okay.
block to you.
Sounds good. Shoot me a reminder later. I'm bound to forget.
No worries. I've been forgetting lately too. That because I've been having to deal with my sister and her attitude.
Oh yeah. Family's funny like that.
I know, right? My nephew told me yesterday that Apparently she said something, so I might ask her about it. Or I might just sit on it and let my frustrations with that fuel my uh, cleanup stuff.
Well, you need to make sure you don't overdo it, because
Yeah.
Well, let's say you push and push and push and push, and you get to the last little bit, and you end up becoming incapacitated because of all the pushing you've been doing. If
Yeah.
you can't finish it, what's the point?
Right. And like yesterday, I noticed something with my thumb, and the bruise part is finally gone and away, but it was just weird how like I saw it and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And I had two semis try to knock me uh, off the road. One did successfully because he was illegally impeding traffic, trying to block us from going into the right lane because we had to merge.
Yeah.
So this morning when I go drive to the VA, I'm gonna double check and make sure my car is okay.
All right,
Because
I'm
that
going to
asshole
throw.
did that.
I'm going to throw two pictures up on the screen here at the
All right.
same time, y'all.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, I might. Show up.
Sorry
Actually, hold
about
on.
that.
Let me leave and come right back. Fix the
Okay.
app right quick.
Okay.
Sorry about that,
Huh.
Chris.
Sorry about what?
Talking about what happened yesterday.
Why would you be sorry for that? That's what we do.
There we go.
Shit.
Actually, I think I need to start over. I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, my drive to and from the house was very eventful. I had people cut me off, all that shit again.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I don't like to
It's
drive.
pretty pervasive. It's happening in a lot of rural areas now. When I was growing up, rural areas usually had decent drivers, or at least
Yeah,
courteous drivers.
yeah, and truck drivers, they didn't try to impede or take you off the road. They,
Yeah. Well, those aren't truck drivers. Those are steering wheel holders.
Those are
yeah,
Basically, all
peckerheads.
they know how to do is drive it straight and change lanes.
They're called peckerheads.
Yeah.
So here you go. They're fine. I had to reset to get these pictures up here.
Okay.
So this is from this morning. The one on the left is the sunrise, coming up in front of the house by the farm down the street.
yep.
And as you can see, well, maybe you can't see it because hell, I can't even see it on here either. Can
I
you
can
see
see on the right.
the moon in the right
Yep,
picture, right above the
it's on the
tree?
very bottom.
But yeah. So the moon was out at the same time. Those pictures were taken within a minute of each other.
Oh, nice.
So
I
yeah, I
guess
guess
I don't get to look at them. It must be because I'm on the phone.
Well, I'm on my phone and I can see it, but maybe your phone's just being retarded.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is exactly, but like I don't get the. I can't switch it to where the rest of the chat can see what I type in there, and
Yeah,
share files seem to be or share files. Screen shares seem to be iffy at best.
you're running a damn it,
It's
Android.
S23 Ultra, yeah,
Yeah.
Galaxy
Okay.
or
oh,
Samsung.
You might have to have open up YouTube and another platform.
That's weird. I gotta.
It should be on the screen right in front of you, though, in the middle
I
of the.
mean, well, yeah. I
But
mean,
that's
that's kind.
tiny, I'm sure.
they made me install an app
That's
to use
weird.
it. Sorry. Go ahead, Jamie.
That's weird though because I got a Samsung 23.
Yeah.
It's a FE, but it's technically the same thing that you got, and I'm seeing
More or less, just different options, I guess you could call them.
Yeah. That's just weird how you just said 23 Ultra, and I'm like, mine's a 23.
Well, I seem to have had at least one major issue. The air quotes being they're not major enough to make me not want the phone.
Yeah.
With each Samsung. The last one was the water detection was faulty.
Oh yeah.
And it got to where I couldn't plug it in, but I could still charge it on the wireless charger, so I could still use the phone.
Yeah.
No big deal. Upgraded, that went away. And these are really the only problems I've really had with it is with the Rumble app.
Yeah. Yeah, my monitor for my computer and stuff, I can actually charge my phone on it.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's a Samsung monitor, so.
Oh, it's 12, 13. Okay. Sorry, I had to do a little math.
It's all good.
Math, people, not meth.
Meth is later.
Meth is when you want to forget your math.
Right.
I'm sorry, Teach. Meth ate my math work.
Oh, I took it. When I worked at the chicken processing plant, there were a lot of Latino people that worked there. And I got close with a couple of them. We were good friends. We hung out and shit. And we're doing ground chicken. And when you do ground chicken, you have to get your feelings for weight really good. Because you only get one chance to, spray this chicken into a plastic thing with a diaper on the bottom and get it right, or it has to be thrown back in the top and you got to do it again. And anyway, we're doing this, and we had to do some kind of math problem, and I'm like I'm concentrating, getting my shit right and my weights right, and I look at him and he looks at me and I'm like, well, and he's are you gonna do the math? He says,
you're starting to cut out.
Why do you think I'm good at math?
Yeah, you're starting to cut out, bud.
I think it froze.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yep, it's working again.
Hi, Simba.
Yeah, I was taking the picture down.
Got you. No, you're all right.
So anyway, what I was saying is, when we're doing ground chicken, one chance to get the weight right.
Right.
And I needed to figure out how many more trays I needed to finish an order. So I look at the guy that I'm working with, that's my friend, and I say, hey, can you do this math? He says, why do you think I'm good at math? I said, what do you mean? And of course, he got my smart ass going. And I looked at him and I said, wait a second. I said, you went to McCaskey High School, right? McCaskey's the inner city school here in Lancaster. He said, yeah. I said, you're Latino, right? And he said, yeah. I said, aren't all of you fucking drug dealers and know how to do all this shit and are really good at math? Oh my God, his jaw fucking dropped. He just looked at me and he said, I can't believe you fucking said that. I said, yes, you can. Don't lie.
Hey, I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
My the title, or yeah, for my Nissan, my car title, it had misspelled my name. The freaking DMV did that. I'm getting ready to sell it, hopefully. Do I need to change the way my name is spelled before I sell it?
I believe that that would be one of those things that
You have to call your
the
DMV and
state
ask them.
decides.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
not every state has the same rules, so you probably just want to call the DMV and ask them.
Okay,
yeah, and
appreciate it.
they might just tell you to sign it the way that it's on there and just get rid of it, and it might not matter. Or they might tell you have to come down and get a whole new title and all that happy shit.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's the first one. Where is everybody this morning?
Usually they've got procedures designed to accommodate stuff like that. Clerical errors. That's what it's called, clerical error.
Yeah, because they had to do that yesterday with my mom and dad's title. We found the original one, and but my dad had requested a duplicate, and we don't know where that duplicate is, so they had to do an affidavit for it. And
Yeah,
my sister's gonna,
that's an easy fix.
yeah. So they did an affidavit, and they're gonna send the title to my sister, and she's gonna sign it and pretty much give it to me, and I'll have a car.
Okay, good.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'll have a more reliable car. Well, but it'll actually be good for moves and stuff like that because then I can fit a whole hell of a lot more stuff.
Right. If I find myself with enough money at some point to do it, I may buy one of those Type R's, if for no other reason than the hatchback part of it, more room to put stuff. I mean, if I generally I don't like hatchbacks, but I think the Type R looks pretty good for being a hatchback.
Yeah, there's actually some cars with hatchbacks that look good, so I can
It's the
definitely see
shape.
that. Yeah,
Honda's real good about shaping stuff like that in. Most of them, it just like looks fucking weird.
yeah. Nissan, they made their look weird. But Hyundai, they actually create some good stuff. So and actually, just for anyone, if you don't know the VIN number of a car that you're about to get, like if it's your parents, you can actually call the dealership if they've had their car serviced. Just make sure you call the service part of the dealership, and they can easily give it to you.
You can also, if you've got a access to a like a bill or something from insurance, or an insurance card, even it's on there as well.
Yeah, and that yeah. But I had to create like I had to um, pretty much insure the vehicle under my name, and this was when I made my sister mad by staying home.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and I wasn't about to call her and be like, "Hey, can you give me the VIN number?" Um, so I just I called and I let my sister know. She kind of gave like,
See, now I'm the asshole that would have called and been like, "Hey, yeah, I know I'm not there, but I need this."
no, the dealership was actually very well. My sister, I don't know, but the dealership was really cool.
Yeah, they usually are.
My only concern about that is the dealership even though they're trying to be cool, getting in trouble later for giving out information to someone that they weren't allowed to give out.
Well, I had explained to them about the whole situation.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking lawyerese.
Yeah. I
how they
mean, there's
compete.
only so much they can do with the VIN number. I mean, what are they going to do? Take an insurance policy out on it?
Maybe.
I mean,
You never know. They've done crazier shit.
Assuming you are a responsible person, which I generally think most people are,
You have too much faith in people.
if they do some bogus shit where, well, let's say they transfer ownership to your car to them, all you gotta do is show them the title. That's why you've got all the different kinds of titles. The clean title, the primary one, original. You've got the what's it called? Restored title.
Our titles, yeah.
Yeah, you've got the one where you can essentially put a bond on it. If you and the person you got to say someone gives you a car, but they didn't have the title, couldn't find the title, which I've run into before. You can basically put a bond on it, pay a bond, and then they contact the previous owner. And if they can't get in contact with them, or they do get in contact with them and they say, yeah, I gave them the car, then they'll give you that title, but it still won't be the original.
Yeah.
I've had to deal with a lot of shit with titles, VIN numbers, and just general car bullshit.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, because a lot of the shit that goes on, you got to be careful with places like CarMax, because they'll buy cars that were in floods and shit down south.
Oh yeah.
And they'll bring them up here, have somebody go over them good to clean them up and ice and shit, and then all of a sudden they have problems, later down the road because of the flooding. I've heard stories from people that I trust that are mechanics telling me about this shit. They're the ones that told me. They said don't ever go to CarMax for a car. First off, they're way overpriced.
I feel like it depends on the particular CarMax. I think there are just as many good ones as there are bad. I guess it's about a 50-50 split. I bought both of my cars from CarMax. The only problem I ever had was they did not install a new battery. That said, all of my batteries generally last 8 to 10 years before they just give out. But when I got the last one, the SI, I made them put a brand new battery in it before I got it. And I mean, I don't know. It might have been overpriced by like $1,000 or $2,000, but it wasn't much.
I'll take mine with a little bit of creamer and 2 scoops of sugar, please, Cassie.
Your CarMax?
No, my coffee. No, if I'm getting my car, I'm gonna have to go to what the hell is the name of that auction? I can see it in my freaking head. The antique cars and high-end car shows that they do. You see it on TV all the fucking time.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know.
That's gonna piss me off now.
The first thing I think of is Antique Roadshow, but obviously that's not cars. Just the similar kind of model.
Barrett Jackson, that's it. I didn't even get I didn't even get it typed in the whole way, and it popped in my head. Yeah, if I was to go buy my dream car, I would probably have to go through Barrett Jackson because that'd probably be the only place I'll find it. Because, well, 1963 split window Corvette.
Yeah.
They only made, I think, like 600 of them. Let me look that up.
My buddy from the Army, he was getting ready to buy a car, and he'd the only guy that I give advice to, and he actually does follows it, but
Oh wow.
he wanted me to go along with him and help him pick one out. We walked away from a dealership without even talking to him about cars because I went in there and found oil in the
Transmission.
yes, transmission fluid. And I was like, yeah, I was sitting there. I was like, that doesn't look right. And I bent down and wiped it on the side of my sock above the ankle and looked down at it, which the reason for doing that is it separates the colors. You've got all the red and a big splotch of black in the middle. And I'm like, we're not buying a car here.
Right.
And we walked away. The car we actually ended up getting after I popped open the hood and looked at it, and I looked back at him and said, we're not haggling on this car. We're buying it for their asking price, because it was already like their asking was $3 or $4 grand under the value.
Nice.
Oh wow.
You can't
That was tax and title included.
Nice.
No.
So
It was a Subaru. It was a car.
Yep. With my car, sorry, Chris, I'm just gonna say this real quick. With my car, the only thing I'm asking is like either 1,000 or 1,500. That's it.
Right.
It's a
start
20-year-old
high.
car and everything.
Start high and put or best offer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And make sure they know that it's sold as is. You need to make sure you put that down, because that way, if something goes wrong, they can't come back and say, "Oh, well, she said she'd cover this."
Well,
this.
what you need to put is by owner, BY owner, not BUY, by owner, and that essentially tells them you're not operating like a dealership. It's a private transaction.
Yeah.
Good morning, Cyril.
Well, I guess the other way would be private too, but whatever, you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Says, good morning from Young American. Going to be a very stormy Good Friday, mass of one. Yeah, yep. That's why I put on the show title was a stormy day.
Stormy.
And so please be safe. They're calling for some places to get up to 8 to 12. They up to 8 to 12 inches of rain today on the Weather Channel when I was watching it this morning. So do me a favor, please, if you live in the Midwest, anywhere from, what they call Tornado Alley. If you see flooding, do not drive through it.
I think
be safe. We want you to be around. We don't want anything bad to happen to anyone. So,
I think Skittles just took a shit.
blowing up your nostrils.
No, she just did zoomies.
I was gonna say I don't know about y'all, but I may go swimming.
I don't mind swimming as long as you know what you're doing. You might end up
swimming.
in Mexico if it's swift enough.
No, I won't do it in a Swift.
I wouldn't do Taylor Swift either.
Not that kind of
That
Swift.
too.
Oh my God! I saw. Well, let's finish this car conversation first, and then I'll jump onto that. So it says that they actually made about 10,000 split windows.
Oh,
But
for the Corvettes.
and it
Gotcha.
says the rarest 1963 Corvette. Let me see here.
Leaning. Stupid phone. Oh shit! I'm in the middle of a fight. What am I doing?
You're getting your ass
So
whooped.
you're messing with my phone. I'm getting beat up on.
But anyway, yeah. So my dream car has always been a 1963 split window Corvette. I just love them. I like the look.
Yeah.
I like things that look differently. Really, little girl, you're gonna sit right there and clean yourself. Well,
I wouldn't mind having a Spider or a not the Spectre, Stealth. I just like the way they look.
The other thing that I would really love to have would be, what is it, 19? Is it the 59 Ford pickups that had the 5 windows? It had
Oh.
the dash, it had the 2 on the side, it had the back, and then it had up in the corners. It had the 2 windows in each corner in the back of the cab. Let me get a picture up here for you.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, tired.
Seems
But I
vaguely
don't want to go
familiar.
back to sleep.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna try and take a nap today. I may.
Oh, I can't. Because my sister still expected me to do shit.
Yeah.
Here you go. That's a beautiful example of what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
See that, Jamie?
Oh. Yeah. It's like the Christmas tree car. Or
Pretty
truck.
much.
Yeah.
Yep. It is a
I used
19.
to know this girl whose dad did a lot of the local car shows, and they each restored essentially the same truck. They both looked like that one you just showed, but I think the years were far enough apart that they ended up being put into 2 different classes, and they each won first place in each of their classes.
Nice.
Hell yeah, they were nice. It's kind of cool because her dad restored one and she restored the other with actually very little help from her dad. Of course, I think they'd been doing it for years by this point, so obviously she learned a lot about it. Ooh, damn. Sorry, I'm fucking somebody up.
All good.
You have fun with that, bud.
Oh, yeah. He's about to die in 5, 4. Oh, a little earlier than I thought he would. He did.
Okay, we're gonna have some fun here. I don't know where everybody's at. I'm trying to put this off until we get some more people to talk about the whole Trump thing there, Yeti, but nobody's coming in.
Well, that's okay.
Let's just do it now.
Well, I got
Yeah, we can
something.
go ahead and
We're
do
gonna do something funny here real quick.
it. Okay.
Let's talk about drama. So I only found out about this today, well, last night, but apparently it happened a while ago, and it all has to do with Taylor Swift. Her fans are fucking nuts.
Yeah, they are.
Woman files for divorce after husband boos Taylor Swift at Super Bowl.
Oh shit.
Damn. Of all the things to get divorced over.
And she put it on TikTok.
Oh God.
A woman has gone viral after revealing that she is ending her marriage due to her husband's reaction to Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. Louisa Melcher shared her story on Instagram and TikTok, explaining the reasons behind her decision, sparking widespread debate online. At Super Bowl, whatever that last one was, on February 9th, 2025, Taylor Swift appeared on the Jumbotron, receiving a mixed response from the crowd. No, she didn't receive a mixed response. She got booed the fuck out, to the point where she said, what the hell is going on? You can read it on her lips. So, yeah, there wasn't a mixed reaction. It says Louisa was stunned when her husband and his friends joined in the booing, leaving her deeply hurt. She felt his actions were not only disrespectful towards Taylor Swift, but also dismissive of her own emotions. Oh my goodness, he hurt her little feelings.
Poor baby.
I hope that a judge looks at that fucking prenup, looks at how stupid this fucking, because she has a prenup. That's the whole reason. She's like, I won't lose anything because I've got a prenup. I hope the judge looks at that prenup and says, this is the stupidest fucking reason I've ever heard of somebody getting divorced. Your prenup is null and void, and I award everything to him. I would love to see that happen.
Fucking yeah. Imagine the message that was sent.
Good morning, Ruth. Ruth says, good morning, everyone. Happy Good Friday. It is Good Friday. We will discuss that here in a little bit. But, yeah. So, men out there, if you ever meet this woman right here, run like hell.
Right?
Because at the end of the video, she even goes like this. She says, I love you, Taylor, and goes like this and does the little heart thing. And I'm just like, oh my God, you're fucking mentally ill. You need to be in an asylum.
Well, what I find funniest about the whole thing, what kind of song is Taylor Swift most known for singing?
Breakup songs.
Breakup songs.
Mistake songs.
Yeah. Yeah. How close has she gotten to singing about marriage?
Never.
Nowhere.
She'll never get married. She's into that super feminist bullshit that they're pushing.
Yeah.
And she's always talking about, I have to be on the right side of history. Bitch, you've been on the wrong side of history your whole life.
There's no such thing as right side, wrong side of history. History is history. If it's anything else, it doesn't matter.
She thinks that, her legacy depends on her being on the side that makes her look like she's a good person.
Yeah.
Well, you've already proved that you're not a good person. We all see it. So just go be yourself and do your own life. Leave us the hell alone.
Yeah. Why is that such an extreme thing to ask for? Just to be left the fuck alone.
Ruth, is your camera running? Do you want a link to come join us this morning?
Ooh.
I haven't been sending you a link because I don't know if your camera is up and back on. So, but when you're ready, let me know and I'll shoot you a link, and we'll get you back on with us. So, okay, let's see if this came up like I wanted it to. Graphics, I don't want graphics. I want videos.
I need these. I need to find legendary version of those.
Okay, so I am going to play a clip from a news conference that President Trump did yesterday. He is asked about the shooting at Florida State University yesterday afternoon, which is always horrific. I don't want to see anybody getting shot. So please be smart. If you're out there, keep your head up. Pay attention to your surroundings. If you hear some pops, don't be stupid and stand up and look around. Take cover. Find something to hide behind first. then look around. You never know what's going to happen. Okay, Ruth. Yeah, I'll get you a link after I play the video here. So here's what President Trump had to say about this, and we really need to send this out and get it to people so that maybe they'll get the message of how we actually feel as gun owners.
We're learning that there are now 2 deceased following that shooting at Florida State University. Following and amid that, is there any changes that you want to see to gun legislation? Anything you see broken with gun laws in our country?
I'm going to have to look. I'm a big advocate of the Second Amendment. I have been from the beginning. I protected it, and these things are terrible. But the gun doesn't do the shooting. The people do. It's a phrase that's used probably too often. I will tell you that it's a shame. I'm just hearing about it now. I just hear about it. I know the area very well. I know the school very well. I know everything about it. It's Florida. And we'll have more to say about it later.
What do you mean when you say there will be more to say about it?
Only in terms of what happened. As far as legislation is concerned, this has been going on for a long time. I have an obligation to protect the Second Amendment. I ran on the Second Amendment, among many other things, and I will always protect the Second Amendment.
Mr. President, listen about the United Kingdom.
Alrighty, could y'all hear that, Jamie and Yeti?
I could not, but I was the one that found it, so I know what he said.
It didn't even go through on our end.
Okay, let me send this to Jamie so she can listen to it real quick.
Okay.
I'll send it to you too, Yeti. That way you can hear it. I'm going to send it through Discord.
Okay.
Let us know. Let us know in the chat if y'all saw it on y'all's.
Yeah, it came through. It came through good on YouTube. I actually turned it.
Oh, did it? Okay, that works.
That's why I was asking you guys. But I don't want to talk with you guys if you didn't hear what it was, because then you have no idea what we're talking about.
Fair enough. I watched the whole thing. That's how I came across it. I've been watching all his videos or footage that come out of him signing executive orders.
All right, you should have it on Discord there.
Excuse me.
Send Ruth this link so she can come hang out with us a little bit. There it is. Alrighty.
Okay, I'm looking at my flood watch where total rainfall amounts 2 to 4 inches, maybe 6 inches that we might get here.
I don't know. I'm kind of hoping for some rain out this way.
Yeah.
I know.
My front yard turns into a mud pit, but the cooling effect is nice.
Yeah.
Cyrilla says if you study the history of the people in every other country around the world, the controllers always have to take away the citizens' ability to protect themselves. Very clear. Resist. Yep.
It's essentially a two-phase setup, if you will. Throttle their education, and then specifically pick a portion of the country, an immutable characteristic of said portion, and say that they are not responsible enough, trustworthy enough to have firearms.
I would like to hear it, but I can't hear it listening to you guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, no, I didn't know. I just go ahead and talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'll listen to it later.
The important bit out of that portion of him talking, she asks him if he will, or asks him about the shooting in Florida, and basically asks if he will support any measures for gun control.
For legislation, yes.
Yeah. And he started off with, we've heard many other so-called representatives say this before, I'm a big supporter of the Second Amendment. But he took it a step further. He said the one thing we've been saying for decades that no other politician seems to recognize or address. I mean, they try and stay away from it. And that's that the pew-pews don't do the shooting. People do.
Yep. I've always made the joke. Hey, I accidentally left my gun sit out beside me all day, and the damn thing must be defective because it didn't kill me.
Yeah.
So what were you trying to say, Yeti?
Oh, just that. I mean, the reason that's important is because he's the only one out there saying it. We have been saying, the majority of us have been saying it. It's the problem isn't with the pew-pew. The problem is with the person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which opens up a whole new investigation there. But if you are in favor of what he said there, you need to ask yourself a question. You need to sit down and ask yourself, has my representative ever said this? And do I think he ever will if he hasn't? Or she, whoever. And if you can't definitively say that you've heard your representative or if brought up you think they would say something similar, you probably need to vote for somebody else.
Yep.
About 15, 20 years ago, our representatives are on both sides said about the Second Amendment. The Democrats weren't always anti-2A.
Not openly, at least.
Back in when the Civil War ended, they were anti-2A, but only for certain people. They don't want to talk about that though. They try and hide that.
Half of the nation that was being tariffed into oblivion.
But what do you think about it, Cassie? And
come on, Brady.
Ruth?
Can I?
Go ahead.
Can I ask really? It's not regarding this, sorry, but I've got bagels that have like everything, so it's got poppy seeds and stuff like that. Does that shit really show up on drug tests and stuff?
Only if you eat a lot of it.
It can.
A lot.
But it's usually not an issue.
Yeah.
Usually you just tell them about it and they say, okay.
Bring the bag with you. Look, I've been eating this shit. You want one?
Right. If you're wondering what I'm doing,
if they've allowed places for people to sit there and drink water for hours, they've probably taken into consideration stuff like poppy seeds.
Well, they have to.
Yeah.
Because not only will it'll pop for saying that you have it, but it also tells them like a concentration of what's in there. So
yeah,
they'll be able to tell the difference between a medication and just a poppy seed, or at least they should be able to if they're a good lab.
Yeah.
I'm a boo.
I feel like most of them are.
Jamie.
What? I know.
I got a boo.
You got my boo, bitch. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm getting all the seasonings out of this fucking bag because, yay, I got all my seasonings.
All right.
Oh yeah, I don't have to buy any.
I'll send you. Do you have smoked paprika?
I have chili. Hang on, I might. I don't know if. Smoked paprika. Go ahead and send it to me. I don't care.
Okay.
I can use a shit ton because I don't care.
Thomas says, "Good morning, everyone. Mental illness is the problem, not the pew-pew." Yes, we know. I agree, Thomas. And mental illness is spreading because of the medications that we're taking that are infecting the water,
Yep.
the residue. At least that's what I read. YouTube.
Well, how many of these people has it come out that they've been on SSRIs?
Good
But
morning,
quite a
Almost all
Andrea.
of
few.
them.
But it's also been the antipsychotics.
Yep.
Isn't that what SSRIs are? Aren't they a
No,
No,
type of
no.
antipsychotic? What are they?
no.
SSRIs are like your Zoloft, and they're your mood stabilizers.
Oh,
They're anti.
well, shit.
They're
Sounds like there's something there. Sorry, go ahead, Jamie.
well, no, it's fine. They're just there for your fucking mood. But in I honestly think not only antipsychotics, but maybe even
I'll be
or
right back.
antidepressants, whatever. Are any type of the medication they give us has a um um has a way to mess with us because they use petroleum in them.
Yeah, that's kind of
I,
silly, isn't it?
yeah, it is. I don't. I really wish I wasn't on all of these meds, but until I get through all the trauma and stuff of what I've been through, um, I will be on it for a bit. But when I'm done and everything and I'm better, adios.
Well, I think these events are rare enough to indicate that it's probably originating from a very few practices, I guess you call them,
Yeah,
institutions, whatever, whoever's doing it. I mean, if it were like a epidemic, uh, of a product that's just available to everyone, that everyone's getting, uh, I think we'd see it more often than we do.
right.
That said, any medication taken irresponsibly can have ill effects.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. You even I don't know, but I didn't really notice like with the antipsychotics when I took a couple for my shit because they were trying stuff out like with my mood and everything.
Yeah.
I never really noticed like me wanting to hurt people. So I, but then again, how I experienced it doesn't necessarily go with how others.
Right.
Um, but something else that makes me wonder too, like, what if it isn't always the medications? What if it's just how we were brought up?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what exactly it is. The only reason I brought up SSRIs, obviously, I'm not that knowledgeable about it because I didn't know what they were exactly.
Yeah,
It's just it's a point that has been brought up often enough that it is obviously a common denominator. But
yeah,
uh, correlation isn't always causation. So
yeah,
I want to know what the deal is too. I mean, not that long ago in the grand scheme of things, this shit never happened. Never. Not
I
once.
know.
Go
It
entire
wasn't.
years without
I know.
seeing a mass event. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it wasn't until Columbine.
Yeah. That's when it really started.
Yeah, 1999 is when it all started. It
Yeah.
all started under the Clinton era,
Fucking Clinton.
right?
All right.
Uh,
That dude was a shitbag. Is a shitbag. The whole family is.
Yeah, and Chelsea does not look. Ugh. She's ugh. Even as a
Everybody sticks up
teenager,
for her. Oh, she's a good person. No, if she has not,
she's
if she is still associating with her family, who else would know more about her family than her? We
exactly.
don't.
Oh, and isn't she married to the fucking Soros family?
I don't know. I'm not that interested in her. I just always hear about where, oh well, she's the good one in the bunch. No, if she's still
No.
associated with them, she's just as bad as them.
Yep. Oh, and Chris, I do not have paprika.
Okay. I'll make sure you get some.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ruth said her link is not working, so let me get her a new link.
User
Yeah, I've got.
error, Chris.
Yeah, Chris. Nah.
Um,
Yeah, I've got like 2 things of freaking chili powder. I don't guess I was gonna make chili at one point,
you like
or I
curry?
forgot I had it.
I've done that.
But I've got 2 things of cinnamon sugar. I got ground cinnamon, garlic salt, red pepper, ground uh, ginger, stuff like that.
Good morning, Andrea. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to say that earlier.
Hi,
Morning,
Andrea.
Andrea. Sorry.
And Cyrilla says Chelsea is married to a Soros. It doesn't surprise
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
Ah.
No, that's what I thought. I thought it was Alex that she
tell,
married.
tell me how she's the good one in the bunch again.
Exactly.
Okay, if she
Married
was
to a
the good one in
fucking
the
sword.
bunch, she wouldn't have a $10 million apartment in New York. She wouldn't have
That is
spent.
insane.
She wouldn't have spent $5 million on her wedding. What the hell is at that wedding? It's $5 million. It just makes no sense.
It's her face, her ugly face.
Oh, so you're saying that Bill and Hillary actually had to like pay people off to just show up there?
Yep.
Probably.
Wouldn't
Cirilla
surprise
says,
me.
get off all medications. The doctors are controlling and lying to you. You do not need them. Well, unfortunately, I do need the ones that I'm on. Um, you
Until
know,
I'm better, I gotta take mine. Sorry, Chris. I did not mean to interrupt.
no, you're fine.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's like until I'm better, until I get over my trauma stuff, I can't get off mine because the nightmares will increase. You guys will not be seeing
Who the hell's
Jamie be Jamie.
Yeah,
Not
no.
me.
Stick with it while you need to. I don't think the answer is to go on a uh jump the gun, basically.
Yeah. And well, we all got away from the herbs and stuff, but it's like I don't even have money to really get all the seeds and plant it and be all hunky dory. Hey,
Good
Ruth.
Yeah.
morning, Ruth.
Good.
How you doing?
Hey.
How are you guys?
Oh,
Oh, dandy.
oh well.
Oh, shit. I got
Oh,
coffee.
I did it again. The light's not on.
Ooh, I should make
Oh,
coffee.
Uh, oh, so by the way, I still have, like, I found all my coffee and it's all the murdered out, so I will be using that until I get more brutal awakening.
Oh, okay.
It's the black rifle, and I already paid for it, so why not use it, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You see, I've heard that they're not really pro veteran,
no,
no,
they're not.
but I don't know. I don't know what to make of it personally. What I've seen doesn't scream anti-veteran like everybody's trying to call them. Take Starbucks for example. When they when you heard all about, oh well, they're anti-soldier. They refuse to ship anything to the soldiers. No, it was one lady who went to a Starbucks location and wanted to place an order right there with the barista to ship coffee overseas, and they're like, no, you need to go, you need to call this number and talk to them. They can do it. Moral of the story, the coffee got shipped when she talked to the right person, but they don't want to, they never made it that far into the story. They stopped at Starbucks hates veterans.
Yeah.
And to be honest, Starbucks does have some good creamers and stuff, like their cinnamon rolls. I
I
like
like
that.
Starbucks coffee. I just don't like some of their politics.
Yeah, no, their politics. Yeah, they need to kind of unfuck themselves on, but
Yeah,
they all have to. They
love
all
that
have
term.
their right.
What's weird
I like
is
Tim
maybe I'm.
Hortons coffee.
This is a gut reaction, really. I've always gotten the impression that like Starbucks ownership, like upper level Starbucks, doesn't really seem to care one way or the other, but somehow the employees they attract seem to be the leftist of the left.
Yeah,
Kind of a weird combo.
it is actually. It really is.
Oh, probably helps I hit the right button.
Sorry, I'm doing kind of crazy shit here.
Oh, good.
I just got an email from GoFundMe. I have to prove that I am in a position to set up the GoFundMe. So
By the way, I'm going to show y'all.
I got locked out
There's the
when I
TV.
signed up for it.
nice. Andrea says, I don't
I
like their
brought the.
coffee or their politics. I think their coffee tastes burnt. Starbucks? Really? I think Dunkin' Donuts taste burnt all the time, but
Oh,
actually,
Dunkin' Donuts. Ugh. I tried to like Dunkin' Donuts. No.
I'm not even a big fan of their donuts for that matter.
depends on the donut.
No. I would rather get like Krispy Kreme, and yes, they're overly sugared, but
Yes.
I would rather get that, or I'd get like from the local places in my area, just like, because one, it's local, and it's the local shit that they put in, so it's more of the taste I'm accustomed to.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is give me that Krispy Kremes.
Yeah.
Oh
The
my.
Krispy Kremes are really good.
I
I go
love
to
Krispy.
I usually go to either
I
Giant or Katie Works, so I go to Wise's in Manheim, the local store.
I actually found a location. One of my friends suggested Insomnia cookies, and I tried their ice cream and a brownie. Well, it was a brookie, so brownie and cookie.
Oh
And
wow.
oh my lord, it was so fucking good.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry. Let me
there,
cut in here real quick.
All right.
Ann just posted. Hi, Ann. Welcome in. Good to see you.
hi.
Her daughter-in-law has been in the hospital since Tuesday, waiting to get operated on her kidney for kidney stone blockage again.
Gotcha.
We will add that to the prayer list, Ann.
Okay.
Sorry to hear that.
Sorry, Ann.
But
Uh,
yeah,
I was
the
going to say, I
Insomnia
got Tim
cookies.
Hortons coffee.
Yeah. But yeah, the Insomnia cookie
Goldenly
place,
recommend.
holy, the Insomnia cookie place is actually really good.
Nice.
For
Thomas says,
Christmas,
oh, go
our
ahead.
building used to
Jeez,
give us cards for
fucking
Christmas,
get
and for
haunted.
any work that we did or that, they would just sort of, those couple of them would just hand us Tim Hortons cards. So I've got an abundance of them. It's a couple $100 worth of Tim Hortons cards here.
Nice.
So if we're talking,
Damn.
I have Tim Hortons.
I
Free.
think I'd have to go all the way up to like, I think the closest Tim Hortons, I think there's one here in Pennsylvania that I know of.
Oh man, I'm just feeling extra lazy today.
Now I'm irritated.
Thomas says
What
just a
happened?
plain old fashioned cake.
Oh, you already know.
Oh, I do. Never mind.
What'd I miss?
Oh, it just family drama.
Oh, starting already?
Not. No, it's not that. It's. I'm not going to talk anymore right now.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
Andrew said I must be weird because I think Krispy Kremes taste greasy. Don't like those either.
Well, yeah, that's a fair point.
How's the weather been up your way, Ruth? You've been getting kind of a mixed bag up there, I think, haven't you, lately?
Yeah. Yesterday actually wasn't too bad. This morning, a little on the cool side. It's supposed to rain today too, though. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. Rain.
I like rain.
Rain, apparently.
The heavier, the better. I mean, what? Rain, people, rain.
Okay,
Well,
it doesn't. It's not good when I have to take Tiffany out for walks, though. So.
Oh well, that's fair. I don't have that problem.
She's a picky dog. She doesn't actually like to go out when it's pouring rain. So I'll give you that.
You need to buy her some of them rain booties and stuff. Buy her a rain jacket.
Damn.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at her booty?
Hey now.
I don't think she would. I think she would just try to get them off because I don't think she'd want them on.
She'd be like one of those cats that you watch where they just fall over and don't stop doing anything.
Yeah.
My cats keep trying to bite their damn brush every time I try and brush them.
Cinder, the first time I put a harness on him, he did that. He just flopped over. He's like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
We tried at one point to even put one of those muzzles on her because she was getting even when we were leaving her at home or that she would get into things. She actually wound up with no sooner put it on, she took it off herself.
Wow.
There was no way to keep it on her.
When I got back from having the cats fixed, they put the cone on one of them, but not the other because she wasn't in a good mood from about the time I put her in the kennel. But I let the one with the cone out, and she just straight under the couch, didn't let that cone stop her. She comes back out, it's flipped completely backwards on one side and still sticking forward on the other.
Oh, wow.
So I took it off. Later, I looked at the incisions, and I'm like, this is it? If I'd known it was going to be this small, I wouldn't have even asked for the cones. I mean, what are they going to do? Oh, they broke it open. A drop of blood came out. Yeah.
Cassie says, I like rain as long as it holds off after my morning routes. It can come in the afternoon. Well.
Oh, I got a buddy I bet hates the rain. He works for a FedEx contractor.
Oh, yeah. I've had people who have taken and delivered packages in the rain, and they won't even knock on the fucking door.
Yeah.
And then I come out and my package is all soaking wet, and I call them. I'm like, "What the hell?" And they're like, "Oh," and I have a video camera on my front door, so they can't lie and say that they knocked when they didn't, because I have video proof that you didn't. So, yeah.
They just don't care anymore. Yeah, I think it's because they primarily moved towards what do you call it? contractors instead of using their own trucks.
Well, I heard that UPS is probably going out of business soon.
Oh, they're merging with FedEx. They're going to make FedUps.
Well,
Oh no.
yeah, they're going to do something. FedEx has
That one's
bought a
good.
couple of their facilities.
Oh yeah.
I used to work for a company that was a messenger company, and they bought up all the other small companies in the area to make their united messenger service. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The shipping industry has really taken a shit within the past 10 years or so.
Well,
It's not what it used to be.
Everybody wants cheap shipping. Excuse me, fly.
Shoot, fly, don't bother me.
Well, no, look at the screen. Yeah, it was right on the camera. It had its ass right across the camera.
I'll bet it's that same fly too from yesterday or the day before.
Probably. He's like, here, look again. I live in the country. You're not going to get rid of flies, no matter how hard you try.
Oh yeah.
I remember one year it was so bad that when they cleaned the chicken houses down behind us, we came home that night, and our house, we had just painted the house this really beautiful blue color, and like 3 sides of the house were nice and blue, and then the side that was where the sun was hitting all day and it was nice and warm was black because it was just completely covered with flies. I actually had to get the hose and hose the house down before we could even take stuff in, or else they would have invaded the house when we opened the door.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me, my parents were supposed to tell me if my improvised fly deterrent worked or not. They never did. How rude of them.
Well, I'll tell you the best way to get rid of flies, in my opinion, and it's real simple. Ziploc baggie. You can put a hanger in it, a small hanger or whatever, just something to hang it with. You can use rope or whatever through the top. But you want to make sure that the top is still open, and sugar water.
Sugar water?
Yep, sugar water, and it'll get Japanese beetles will go for that stuff. You'll be surprised, but you want to fill it halfway with water, because then they go in and they'll drown themselves.
Oh, okay.
It's not the same
That's
thing for
similar
ants
to
or
what
something?
I did. I didn't know if it would work or not, but I tried it. I didn't have everything I needed to do it the way I wanted, so I just basically improvised.
Thomas says UPS and U.S. Postal Service are overwhelmed from Amazon. Our mailman said he feels like an Amazon employee. Yeah, I understand that too. I've heard about my mail person having to actually go back to pick more stuff up because there was so much stuff that he couldn't fit it all in his car.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he's driving a freaking minivan, not a postal thing. He's driving a minivan. So if he, and we're rural. So
someone's just buying a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, especially like Temu and Shein and all those Chinese companies, and then they're trying to work out the cheapest deal possible with these mail carriers.
Yeah.
And it's just the mail carriers want the business, but then they have to bid so low that it makes it so that they're not really making money off of it.
Yeah.
Again, that's a governmental problem where they think that we have to do the low price thing to make sure that we're getting bids. No, tell them to go somewhere else then. Say, if you can't pay our things, find somebody else to deliver it. If our companies would do that, they would show that they have the upper hand. But no, it's cutthroat business. We want to undercut our competitors so we get the bit, so we can show our shareholders how much volume we're running through, even if we do it at a loss. It's the stupidest business model I've ever seen.
I agree wholeheartedly. It just don't make a whole lot of sense.
Oh my!
What we need to do is we need to do something that protects startup businesses from established heavy hitters, if you will, people with the corporate money.
Thomas says Amazon packages take priority over regular mail. Not to me, they don't.
Oh shit! I fucked it up. Oh, well.
I can wait for that cheap shit to get here. I mean,
Yeah, right.
let's be honest. Okay, so what do you want to look up? We're talking natural remedies. Cirilla brought this up earlier. So, and I just brought this out this morning.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
I will be posting. There's some QR codes in here that take you to over 20 hours of teaching videos from her. So they will be going in the survival tab. Here's the QR code, see right there in the book. The top one says exclusive bonus 1, access over 20 hours of exclusive videos from Dr. Barbara O'Neill. And bonus number 2 says grow your own food, a comprehensive guide to cultivating your own fruits, vegetables, and herbs at home. So that should be
all
really
the alternative stuff, right?
Yeah, there you go. So, is there anything
The
you
shit
want
that
to?
don't make money.
Is there anything you want to watch or talk about? We can look in here.
I'm trying to think of something.
Herbs for chronic health conditions, overcoming digestive disorders, natural remedies, managing diabetes naturally.
See if there's anything on there on insomnia.
Insomnia.
What's the name of the book again?
It's Barbara O'Neill Natural Remedies Lost Collection. It says it's actually 25 books in one. 800 plus natural remedies. There's asthma. Allergies.
There it is.
There's chronic inflammation and cancer prevention.
It's a $40 book on Amazon.
That's not terrible.
I got it from Temu. It was $15. But I don't know that you can get it right now because through Temu because of all the tariffs.
Oh yeah.
There's another
we're
one
in Canada though.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask my mom about that. She buys from Temu a lot. I'll have to ask her if she's had trouble getting stuff from it. Well, that was almost pointless.
Let's see. Insomnia.
There's one that's a PDF.
There's stuff on how to detoxify yourself.
Oh.
I've always been into a lot of stuff like that because, like, alternative stuff. But like I'll look up something like a medication or something like that, and look up a natural version of it or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, vitamins alone are capable of doing more than pharmaceuticals. Meaning, one vitamin can help with stuff that would normally require 5 different pills or more.
Let's see here. I don't know if you can hear that going over, but it's shaking the hell out of the frickin' shit.
You sure you didn't just step down real hard?
Ha 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 ha.
I got at least one genuine laugh out of that.
We've got it's the helicopter, Lifeline. It's at
Oh,
200 feet,
yeah.
doing 140 knots, going north. So, yeah, they're fairly low compared to most traffic. So, Cyril says
Personally,
insomnia, take full spectrum magnesium.
okay, so I still need to try magnesium. Actually, I almost bought some, but I decided to wait, and then I forgot about it.
Yeah. Andrea says, how do you know if you're low on vitamin if you don't go to a doctor?
Oh no, I'm not saying don't go to a doctor. I'm just,
It depends. Your body gives you signs for things that you need. A lot of times you'll crave certain foods. Like if you find yourself craving salt, it says that you're supposedly you need something. But yeah, it is good to go and have your blood work done. Yeah, D3 is definitely very important, Thomas. That's it works with your iron. I personally take D3. I take 50,000 micrograms every week. When I was at my lowest, I was actually taking 50,000 microgram pills a week of D3. But my iron levels back then were down in the single digits, which is, according to American health standards, the lowest number that you should be at and still be in compliance is 20. So yeah, I was really low. I don't go to a doctor anyway. That is why I'm asking that to be on my. Well, I get it, but sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and just go and tell them, hey, I need blood work done so I can see what vitamins I need to take. You can find alternative doctors that are real doctors, but they don't push up all the mainstream stuff on you, and they'll help you get your blood work done, and they'll work with you with vitamins and natural remedies first. Just look up.
Also, look at getting from natural foods to get your vitamins from as well.
Well, okay. So since you said that, let me address this.
Okay.
A lot of times, the way that we prepare our foods really screws the way that we how much what we get from our foods. When you boil a lot of stuff like your potatoes, or you peel the skin off of your potatoes and stuff like that, the skin is where a lot of your nutrients actually are in a vegetable.
Yeah.
So instead of boiling stuff, it's preferred that you steam it or eat it raw. Wash it in, like broccoli and stuff like that. I love raw broccoli, raw cauliflower, stuff like that. But yeah, I'll do a search in your area, Andrea, and see if I can find any holistic doctors. And I'll send it to you then. That way.
Before I went on my CPAP thing, they did a whole blood work thing for it, and they found that I had like 12. I was deficient or whatever, right? I guess at that time I was maybe that way. They told me I had to either get the shots done or start taking a large dose of B12. But
Yep.
about a
On that.
couple of years later, I went to the doctor again, got another blood work thing done, and he looked at me and he goes, "Why are you taking B12? Stop."
Yeah, I don't. I mean, in all honesty, it doesn't hurt. The best thing to try first is a multivitamin.
Yeah.
Try and find a multivitamin that has all the stuff that you're looking at for it. Centrum usually has one. That's pretty good. And the other thing is, you need to be careful with certain vitamins. Look up the scores on your vitamins as to how much filler and how much bullshit they're adding to it, just to make it look like you're getting a big dose of something, and it ends up not. You get the minimum, but you're taking this big ass pill that has a bunch of other shit mixed in with it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this story. You'll love this one.
All right.
I've talked about when I worked at Waste Recovery. We had the shredder that you put everything in, mixed up in a pit, and we sent it out to be burned or at the incinerator, or we sent it to the dump. One day, we get a bunch of boxes in from a company called EMD Chemicals in Baltimore, Maryland. They went out of business. And, I mean, we got like 5 truckloads of stuff from them.
Damn.
All of it being powder. And I'm looking through and I'm like, dude, this looks like Coke. Like, seriously, most of it. And the president of our company was a greedy son of a bitch. He didn't give a fuck about us. He gave a fuck about money. He was like, this is $1 million contract, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, I'm a person, and I don't give a shit about your $1 million contract. I give a shit about you killing me. But he took and told us, he promised us that he looked over the MSDSs, which is the chemical reports that you get for any kind of chemical compound that you deal with. And it's all just filler. It's just the filler that they put in mixed with pills. And so we trusted him, and we're just dumping this shit with no respirators, nothing on. At the end of the day, I actually called. I was still with Lori when all this happened. I called her, and I flat out told her, I said, if I get pulled over, I'm telling you now, I'm going to go to jail. All of our pupils were dilated. Our hearts were racing. The next day, we ended up calling a meeting with we called the owners in. The workers did. And we told them we wanted to see the MSDS on those. And we pulled out the MSDSs. 95% of what we shredded was narcotics.
Oh.
Wow.
I said, this is complete and total bullshit. The owners were fucking furious.
I bet they were.
I still don't understand how they didn't fire
They
him.
didn't fire. And who did you say the originator of it was?
EMD Chemical in Baltimore.
Do they have a legitimate reason to have cocaine?
Yeah, it's a pharmaceutical company.
Okay.
Yeah, they were going out of business, so they had to get rid of it.
Okay. Okay. That's all I was missing.
They're also the ones that tried to blow us up. They sent up silver nitrate as non-hazardous material.
Oh shit!
And
so a bunch of retards.
Oh.
And they had it in with the same load as they had a bunch of acids in 2-gallon bottles in the bottom of that they hid in the bottom of a cubic yard box.
Jeez.
If I would not have went through that box and caught those two things, it would have caused an explosion and killed I don't know how many people in our building.
Wow.
So yeah, you always have to double check everything. We had a guy, we had some stuff come in. It was marked as non-hazardous material. The guy, our tester, the dumbass that was there as our tester at the time, looked at the paperwork, said, "Okay, it's non-haz." Starts dropping this stuff after he weighs it into the shredder. About 15 minutes later, I see them all running around like idiots up front. I'm in the back crushing drums and throwing the drums into our recycling. And the supervisor from second shift comes up to me, and we're talking, just shooting the shit. And next thing I know, the main supervisor comes out. He's got a freaking respirator on, and he's yelling at us to come up front. So as we're walking up front, I walk by the pit, and all of a sudden my eyes just started freaking burning. Here it was freaking sulfuric acid that they sent up as non-haz.
Jesus.
I was like, holy and then I hadn't been fitted for, this is when I first started. I hadn't even been fitted for a respirator yet. And so, yeah, I couldn't be on the floor the entire time they were working with that. So I just sat in the freaking break room getting paid for do nothing. I'm like, cool.
Well, let me ask you this. In that industry, who is in charge of dumping shit in the ocean?
Nobody's supposed to be dumping stuff in the ocean.
Oh.
But, yes, unfortunately, some people do that.
Well, sure. That it's the reason I asked that is I've always thought this, even when I was a little kid. All the shit we get told, cut up your soda rings and do this because fish in the ocean get caught in it. It's like, why the fuck are you hounding us about it? Why don't you go after the people that are actually dumping shit in the ocean?
Yeah.
Instead of acting like, oh yeah, that's a natural thing.
Yeah, y'all, I can't get into too much on the medical stuff over here because if I say too much on medical stuff, they'll hit me pretty hard.
Yeah.
You guys can talk about it all you want in the chat, and I'll agree with some of it, but there's an amino acid, thiamine, I think it's called, that they say that if they're taking it out of certain foods to make your body unbalanced, and they're saying that if you take this amino acid, it actually does something to recharge your body, from what I understand. So I'm going to look into that and see if there's a natural way to get those amino acids. Because if there is, I'm going to start getting a hold of that stuff and taking it. And I'll let you know how it works out, because I'm not going to tell you guys to take something if I don't try it first. You know what I mean?
Right. It's probably your best bet's probably going to be some kind of fish. That'd be my guess anyway.
What do you think, Yeti?
What, for amino acids?
No.
I'm just kidding. I like it. Did you do that with your little laser thing?
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that on one side, and then on the other side putting my logo for the Chatting with Sasquatch.
Okay.
I think that'd be a cool thing.
Sure.
And then I've got to figure out, I don't know if I want a clear coat or if I actually want to put an actual like lighter stain on here to seal it. That way when I send them out, they're not getting all messed up.
Right.
Like maybe
I don't know. You might just use the tissue paper, the packing paper.
Yeah, but I want to seal that so moisture doesn't get into it too.
Oh, okay. That's my bad. You were going somewhere different than I thought.
Yeah. It's all good. I understand what you're saying too. I mean, I'll probably wrap it in something before I send it.
Right.
Ocean dumpers are China because the Chinese had a contract to recycle and they did nothing but dump. Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story about that, Cirilla. There is an actual video out there. Let me see if I can find it. If I can find it, I'll play it quick. There was a group out in California that was curious where the recycling was actually going. If it was actually going to be recycled or if it was being thrown in a dump.
Oh, I got the hiccups bad.
Is it this one?
Damn. Jesus.
Yes. Okay. This is the video. So I will post the video to you all here. And I'll post it in Discord. Oh, why are you on our Discord? We need to, I would like to try and grow a little bit and get some new people in. I love you guys, don't get me wrong. But I want to try and reach more people with what we talk about.
Right. You're not reimagining for a modern audience, are you?
No. No. I'm still always going to be the asshole that I am. Sorry. Not sorry. Andrea showed a monster thing and says, "Boo, Yeti, laugh out loud. I'm trying to scare your hiccups."
Well, you tried. I've had them for like the past day and a half. I don't know what the hell is up.
Okay, so there's the link there. And here's the link on Discord. But yeah, a man in San Diego taped a transponder onto a plastic bottle in San Diego, California. This was 5 years ago. And he wanted to see where his recycling was going. Well, he found out that his recycling went to the recycling center in his local place, right?
Okay.
Went on a ship, and then he lost it in the middle of the ocean. It lost signal. You know, that's understandable. There's nothing really in the ocean to bounce a transponder off of.
Right.
So he's like, well, shit, maybe I just completely lost it. Hi, Camping Cage Free. Welcome in. Camping Cage Free said, did someone say someone new? Well, welcome in. Glad to have you here. I am Sasquatch. Don't worry, I will not attack your camping thing. I'm friendly. Friendly for the most part. Let me get a drink here. My mouth's getting dry, and then I sound like crap.
There's some other cycling though. One place I used to work for, basically they wanted everything separated, but at the end of the day, they came along and grabbed everything, went into the same bin anyway.
Yeah.
What was the point of separating it?
That's what they always told us. Separate your recyclables. Why? You're just going to throw it in the same freaking thing anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway,
not like they actually care.
So like a week later, all of a sudden, this transponder starts popping up again. And it surprises the hell out of him. He thought it was done. He wasn't going to see it again. And it shows up in a landfill in China. So it wasn't being recycled. It was being dumped in the ground over in China. So I'm like, well, isn't that wonderful?
You're right.
Camping, if you're on Discord, the Discord link is in the description. We do a lot of cool stuff over there. It is an absolute free speech platform if you are, as long as you are not talking anything illegal. Illegal stuff is not allowed, of course. But you are allowed to have your own opinions on things that may be controversial to some. We just ask that you respectfully have discourse. No name calling or anything like that. Cyrilla says it is psychotic, the demands to separate and wash the garbage. I don't want rinse anything out. Screw that. They're gonna melt it down anyway. It'll burn off whatever's in it.
Right.
So, yeah. Our local recycling place actually burned down a couple of years ago. They had to rebuild it.
Damn.
I mean, you could just do like our township building did 2 years ago, and just make a propane leak and blow the whole fucking place up. Then you don't have to worry about recycling.
Right.
You just got to worry about paying off all the houses that you destroyed close to you. Well, let me show you how far away I live from our township building, and then I'll explain the significance of that. Only on YouTube? Well, glad to see you here. Hopefully you enjoy us. We talk about just about anything on here except for certain medical procedures, because YouTube hates me, and I already have 2 strikes. Well, I should only have it down to 1 strike now, I think. But because we've actually been behaving. Sometimes we go over to Rumble so we can talk about the issues that YouTube will not let us talk about. But we have a good time, and we talk about a lot of cool stuff. Mostly we just get on here and bullshit, make fun of each other, have a good time.
And the party has arrived.
Speaking of making fun of people,
the party has arrived.
Hi, Fred. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Fred.
Apparently, I'm the butt of the joke. So go ahead and tell it again so I can hear it.
I was just saying, we have a Camping Cage Free is a new person in here. I was explaining how we talk about anything and everything, but mostly we just get on here and make fun of each other. And then you popped on. I said, speaking of making fun of them.
That's right. The party has arrived. Let the festivities begin.
Oh, shit. I was in the middle of doing something. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I got to go to my maps. Maps. Wait, how Dora the Explorer says about the maps? Never mind. I don't care.
Dude, I'm 61 years old. I don't have a fucking clue. Damn, that sounded old right then. Usually wouldn't bother me. You know what? Fuck it. I'm old enough to know better, still young enough to do it.
Right.
Old enough to sleep by myself, young enough to know I don't want to.
Older doesn't mean you're wiser, just means you had longer to think about it.
Yeah.
No, it takes longer to think about it.
Okay,
there you
there's
go.
that too.
Gotta pop my ginkgo biloba and my Viagra.
Okay, so
Try to remember what a hard-on really is.
I'm the blue spot. And
don't sell yourself short.
That white dot there is the township building. It's 2.6 miles away from my house. And
get your ass to walking.
When it blew up at 6 o'clock in the frickin' morning, July 3rd, it blew up.
Oh, wow.
And, I mean, it felt like something. I thought one of my propane tanks out back had blew up. It felt the impact on the house was that bad.
Damn.
Just the shockwave from it. And I was already awake because I got up to take my 6 o'clock meds. So I ran outside right away to see what the hell was going on. And you could just see the smoke coming up. I went in and woke Caitlin up and had her come out. And she's like, where is that? I said, I bet it's the township building. And she's like, well, how would you know that? And I'm like, because I know the layout of where we live. I've lived here, my entire life. basically. So yeah, and then it came out that it was the township building.
I'd have looked her right dead and I go, because I'm Batman.
Thomas is asking where you're at, Fred.
I am in Peterbilt shop in Roanoke, Virginia.
Aha. So, and how's Boats? Boats is getting better. I just talked to him the other day. He's still pissed off that he had to lose his stimulator. He's still hoping that they can get that put back in before it's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. If you're having really bad back problems and bad sciatic pain, I know that people are really not big fans of this, but I'm going to advocate at least do the trial. They do a 7-day trial where they put a stimulator in just on a temporary basis, and they test it. And as long as you get 50% or better relief, they will put it in permanently. But it really does help as long as it's placed right. So
PSA, YouTube, I had no part of that conversation.
that's my opinion on. Speaking as someone who has a spinal stimulator in,
Just clarifying.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oops.
Remember,
Well,
always,
I'll tell you what, if you tell Boats to bend over that table, I'll put a stimulator in it for him and he'll stand straight up. He'll be all right.
Whee!
No charge.
Don't worry, they're both Navy men. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're both deck workers.
I do have stuff I'm shipping out, so tomorrow I'm going to the post office tomorrow morning. Or at least I'm supposed to be, as long as Mom still cooperates and takes me. But I've got a bunch of stuff that I've got to get sent out to some people.
Got a crock of shit?
Well, you told me to hold on to that.
I did. No, I'm messing with you.
Actually, hold on 1 second. I do got to go get something real quick. I'll be right back.
Damn. See how easy that is to get rid of him?
You stimulated him, Fred.
You underestimate me.
Because you're Batman, right?
Because I'm Batman.
Batman. Oh.
All right, shut up. I'll put it on.
I was thinking that was your
Back up.
not the Qualcomm. You said it's not Qualcomm. You know what I'm talking about.
Omnitrax, Qualcomm, it's all the same thing.
Yeah. It's like maybe it was trying to tell you something.
No, my little lot lizard's backing up back there in the bunk.
Oh shit! Told you to stay away from them.
Couldn't help it. She was so stinking cute.
I thought it was funny hearing about all the lot lizards turned truckers.
They're turning them all right.
That didn't turn out so well. Some of them went to jail.
I don't know. Did y'all hear about that Amazon driver? I think it was San Antonio, DUI, killed 2 or 3 and injured 8 more. Killed 2 kids, an infant and 1 adult, I think, and then injured a couple more adults and seriously injured them too. Let me say this: he was not from this country. Big surprise.
Right.
Yeah.
The White Volvo Mafia.
Oh damn! I'll fuck that guy up.
So now I got to go
Oh,
down here to the Dodge's C-store and feed the old girl some damn chicken biscuits and chicken and gravy. Biscuits and gravy.
that sounds good.
Shut up! I know. You know, fucking throw out a piece of chicken, man. She
Oh
fucking
my
just goes into convulsions.
Oh,
So that's how you do it. You hold her down, just dangle that piece of chicken over her face. Oh, it'll get wild quick.
it eats the bacon or it gets the truck wash again. Or no, I'm sorry, it makes the bacon or it gets the truck wash again. Oh shit. You already
No, I
say
didn't
where
tell
you're
me you're my
heading today?
sister.
Oh, shit. Sister wife?
No, I ain't doing the whole jewelry thing again. There's too much
No.
paperwork involved.
Again. Oh,
I just
shit.
love them from afar, as far as that damn slingshot will go.
Wait.
When you
I
got to
think I,
feed them, you got to feed them with that slingshot.
No, this is
yeah,
not for you, sir.
don't want to catch nothing, right?
Get down. Down.
15. Oh, duh. I'm fucking retarded.
Okay, you said it. We didn't.
I know.
Oh, get
As long as
down.
we keep that straight. Get
Get
down
down.
on it. Get it down, Chris. Get it down. Hold her down by the nape of the neck. It'll work.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm apparently bombing Callie here. Sorry, baby girl. Okay, I gotta be really careful with this. Whiskers, get down, damn it.
That's what she said.
Well, you wait till you see what I got.
What? No way.
These are
Where'd you get
original.
that?
Where's
At the getting place under G.
That's not what I want. Okay.
It never
This is
is.
That's
the
also
New
what she
York
said.
Times talking about the war.
You think with the headlines like that?
Well, yeah.
Japan's
Now,
need for future attacks to clear Manchuria.
oh, wow.
What is this? I don't even know what the hell that's for, but okay. New York Times. Oh, it's the same one I just showed you. There's two of them.
Is
Old
that
picture
something
of
you had, or did you
JFK.
recently get that?
Recently, Mom just got these.
Oh, okay.
There's an old JFK poster.
Wow.
This one's looking rough. Holy shit.
That's what she said.
The New York World Telegram. Okay, what's the importance of this one? I have no idea, but I'm not
All right,
opening it
guys,
up.
I'm out. I gotta go eat breakfast.
All
right,
right, later,
bud.
man.
So, yeah, if you collect this stuff, Mom said she wants $15 for the lot. If not, it's cool. But I just wanted to share it with you because I thought it was cool.
Well, if you're selling it, I'll buy it.
Yeah, Mom said.
I'll give you the $15.
Okay. So, but yeah, I thought it was cool. I enjoyed history, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, you're being a good boy now. These guys thought that there was something in it for them when they were all over me.
All right.
That's
I
because they're
hear
creepy.
crinkling. Usually that means treats.
So, oh my. Cassie's cooking breakfast.
What the hell?
What?
Oh, there we go. Okay. That dude just stopped taking damage for a second.
Well, they got a special something going on over there, huh?
That's all right. He's getting fucked up now.
Alright, I gotta find a place to put these till I'm done with the show.
Jesus, that is a lot of armor.
Okay, here we go. So, yeah, like I said, I used to have all of the National Geographics from World War II. That's where I learned a lot of my history from. I used to read a lot as a kid. 7th grade reading class, we had to pick books to read, and we would get credit for reading so many pages.
I remember doing that.
And when my reading teacher saw the book that I picked, he's like, "Are you sure you want to do that? Because I'm going to test you on it to make sure that you understand what you're reading." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can understand it." And it actually completely shocked him when, as a, like I said, 7th grader, I'm reading an entire book, 1,200-page book of nothing but Shakespeare.
Oh, wow.
And that I understood it and actually, read back to, conveyed to him what it was saying. And it wasn't like translated Shakespeare. It was the Old English Shakespeare.
Oh, wow.
But, and I'm not trying to brag or anything. But
Well, no, that's rather impressive, actually.
Well, it's nice to have you recite it.
We took in, actually, our school used to do comprehensive testing when you went into high school. So that way they actually put you in the classes that you should be in and not just, throw you in classes that you're not going to understand shit.
Right.
They want you to, if you don't know something, they want you to take a precursor class to step into it. So for reading, as a freshman in high school, I was reading as a sophomore in college. Sciences, I was the same. Math, I didn't like math very much back then, but
I didn't either at first.
I didn't apply myself when I was doing the test. I just answered the basic questions, and like with algebra and shit, I skipped over it. I didn't want to do it. But then I ended up teaching myself calculus and trigonometry. So,
nice.
Yeah. I can do math. That's not a problem. Tammy's cousin's daughter, she was a senior in high school, and she was having problems with a test that she was taking. Well, it wasn't a test, it was homework for trigonometry. And she calls me and she's like, "Can you help me with this question? I only get 5 guesses before I can't answer anymore." And I'm like, "Well, tell me the question and we'll see." And she's like, gives me all the numbers and the degrees and all this shit. And one side was in inches, one side was in feet. And you were supposed to figure out what the other degree was based on that. And I said, okay. I said, "What's the first thing you have to do?" And she's like, "Well, you have to do conversions, right?" I'm like, "Yes, you have to figure out which is it easier to convert. Is it easier to convert it all into inches or all into feet?" And I was like, she's like, "Well, inches probably." I'm like, "Well, inches will work if you, you can always go back to feet later after you do problem." So I said, I told her, I said, your answer is going to be about. I wasn't going to give her the exact answer, but I wanted to give her a clue. Now, mind you, I'm doing this into my head, not writing anything
Right.
down. I'm not using a calculator. And she calls me a couple days later, and she says, "You wrote that stuff down when you did it, right?" I said, "No." She said, "You're kidding." I said, "No." I said, "I did it in my head while we were talking." She said, "Well, I still got the problem wrong." I said, "Well, I'm sorry to hear that." I said, "I hoped I had given you enough of a clue that you were close enough." She said, "You gave me a clue within 2/10 of the answer." I said, "Yes, I knew that." I said, I told you I was not going to give you the exact answer, but I thought that, I gave you enough clues to figure out that it was, I said it was about this." And she's like, "Yeah, I still messed it up." I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That's your problem, not mine."
Oh, that's funny.
We have a
Damn
system
it!
here when I was in junior high that was basically a general studies courses and advanced courses when you went into high school. And I
Mhm.
had a really lousy year in grade 8. And that's when they determine everything of what you're going to be going into. And having such a bad year, they gave me general courses for a whole bunch of different courses. And the idea was if you were in those general courses, you were not going into, you had no chance. This is what I was told. You had no chance of getting into the advanced courses later. Well, the grade 9, everything switched around for me. I was doing much better and everything else. And I guess I had studied or whatever, got into the exams for the courses that I was in general for, and I wound up getting like 98% on these exams. And it's like part way through. This isn't the full semester finished yet. And so getting 98% on I think it was the three main ones, like English, science, and math or something like that.
Yeah.
Geography, actually, I think was the other one. And so they called an emergency meeting with my parents and everybody, and threw me back into the advanced courses
Yeah,
immediately.
my math
Right
teacher,
after that, nobody they don't do that. Is what they told me. I had no chance of getting into the advanced when I started that. I was like, what am I supposed to do here? you
yeah,
know?
I beat.
my my math teacher used to get mad. Um, like I said, I didn't take any advanced math courses in high school. I just took general math. But I would come in with a bunch of coloring books and colored pencils and shit, and I'm sitting there, and he's up at the chalkboard going over stuff and teaching us, and every so often Mr. Stockham, what does this do? I'd rattle off an answer, not even looking up, still coloring, and he would at the end of the class, he was so freaking red. "Why do you do that to me? Why do I do what to you? Why do you not pay? If I wasn't paying attention, would I have answered you? Gave you the right answers?" "Well," I said, "I can do more than one thing at a time." I said, "I'm pretty good at that." And yeah, my it's going back to the Shakespeare stuff. My 10th grade teacher cried at the end of the year when she handed me my final grade. I didn't do the final project, so she had to fail me,
Oh no.
and she felt so horrible doing it. And I looked at her and I said, "It's not your fault." I said, "I did this to myself." I said, "So please don't feel bad." And she
Right.
couldn't understand it because she never had a kid that, any other kid was fighting with her trying to get a better grade. And I took responsibility for what I did, and I'm like, it's my own fault. I decided I didn't want to do the homework. I've always been that way. I'm the person who sits there and says, "Well, if I can ace a test, why do I have to do homework?"
Right.
You know, and they put so much of your grade into homework, and I'm just like, this sucks. I don't like doing homework.
Yeah. Well,
I'd rather
it's bullshit.
I'd rather be outside, being active and playing or something. back then it was probably practicing drums. But yeah, there was so much other shit that I wanted to do. I thought that going to school was bullshit, honestly, because I missed almost half a year one year, and I still passed all my classes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I'm just like,
Well, the year of my dad's surgery in grade 10 was actually at the exact same time our exams were. And so they sent a letter to the school got notice of that, and I actually got exempt from doing all my exams that year.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, from that semester anyway, but
Yeah.
yeah.
See, they would have made me come in and retake them. What is he posting now? Oh, Skipper's doing a show now. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Let me put Skipper's link in here for you.
Oh,
If
alrighty.
you want to go hang out with him for a little bit.
Okay. I'm going to get some stuff done too.
Alrighty. Hey, thanks for hanging
Have a
out,
good day.
everybody. Stay
Hell
safe.
yeah. I'm gonna head out too. I will catch y'all later.
All right. Be safe, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you had a good time with us. We enjoy it, as always. I'm looking at the weather. I'm not sure yet how it's going to go. But if everything goes good, I might do a fireside chat tonight. But it's going to depend on the wind and stuff. So I will let you know later on how it's looking and if we're going to do it. So, but all right. Thanks for joining us. Peace. We're out. We'll see you tomorrow's Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. We might do a show tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Later, y'all.